Good. Recording got started. Thank you. A grand welcome to all of you, my dear students who joined from various parts of the world, from USA, Africa, Canada, especially from Australia. I think many of you joined from Australia. By the way, my name is Lakshmi. I live in Australia. I have 25 years of experience in IT. Without wasting much time, let me just quickly share my screen and then start talking. So this is my LinkedIn profile. I have 25 years of experience in IT. I'm a citizen of Australia, and these are my LinkedIn followers. In case if you want to follow me, here is my LinkedIn. And if you see my profile, I started my career as a Java developer, and then after that moved to account management, delivery management. I worked in London, Belgium, Netherlands, various parts of the world, and finally got settled in Australia. So what I noticed is most of the trainings outside, the trainings are not really practical. They are not really hands-on, and there is a huge gap between the market expectations, the industry expectations, and what many of the trainers are doing. So I to bridge that gap, I floated this company in Australia, hands-on agile coaching company. Basically, agile means it's flexibility. Whatever comes in the market, we have to observe. We also have to upskill continuously. So I named this as hands-on agile coaching company, and we trained thousands across the globe. It's more than 7 to 8,000 students easily, and we train the students on the data engineering, DevOps. If you see the AIML, I train the students on project management, tech business analyst, cybersecurity. There is a cybersecurity live class is going on now. These are the cybersecurity batches. And if you see our previous batches on the Azure, so these are all the Azure data engineering batches that we have done. And yeah, plenty of training programs. Right. Why we gathered here? That's important, rather than me talking about myself. So we have to understand that why we gathered here. What is the objective? What is the key takeaway from these two classes from today and tomorrow is very, very important. So along with me, we have another excellent trainer from Microsoft. His name is Vamshi. He's my trainer as well for artificial intelligence and machine learning. So he's going to help us to understand the importance of the data engineering, the importance of the cloud, and why in today's market the Azure data engineering is so important. What kind of skill set we all need to have, what kind of job opportunities that exist in the market. Along with these insights, we are also going to see the real-time cloud environment, along with building a pipeline and how the data flows at various stages, right? So this is the objective for today. Tomorrow, we are going to focus more on the Power BI and data analysis. Okay, once we have that data, and how can we analyze? What decision can we make? Data-driven decisions, we call it as. Data is very, very important, my dear students. Okay, so we are going to have this today and tomorrow's class. And I want to tell you that I also run this Telegram channel. 6,000 people are there. In case if you want to join this group, you are most welcome to join. Please join in case if you want, no stress. What I do, I share lot of global job opportunities, lot of remote job opportunities, and good number of recruiters are there. There somebody posted PMO today, and yeah, I posted the job opportunities. Yeah, and we are running this channel for last 2 years, and plenty of job opportunities, free webinars we do. And in next 10 days, we are doing another webinar on cybersecurity. We are another webinar on the artificial intelligence, machine learning. Lot. Okay. Now, I told you that I worked in National Australia Bank. Let me give you the context and step back, and I will hand it over to Vamshi. Data is very, very important. If you start in the class, I want all of your high attention. If I ask you a question, can you tell me a business which operates without any data? You will be struggling a lot. There is no such business. So the data is very, very important for the business, whether it is a hospital, we need the patient data, healthcare data, medical lab reports, whether it is a bank, we need the business data, personal data, loans, everything, or whether it is an insurance, everywhere. We need the identification, we need the person name, email, their data, and whatever flight company they need. Everywhere the data. Every company operates based on the data. Data is very, very important. If something happens to the data, the company may go to bankrupt. I'm not exaggerating. We are talking about the data security. If the data is not stored securely, this is another aspect, very interesting aspect. The company may go bankrupt. So if you see this here, recently this happened in UK. One weak password is believed to have it all ransomware gang to destroy a 150-year-old company came to ground. 150-year-old, just overnight. What they have done, they just stole the data and they just stole the data, and you see here 1.6.5 million customer data has stolen, and they blackmailed the company that hey, we want like I don't know, I think they demanded it, the hackers demanded 10 million pounds in 2 days. So this guy is not able to organize the 10 million pounds, and what they have done, they encrypted all the company data. They encrypted all the company data. What a company will do without any data? What a company, you tell me that. So here at the end, the data is lost and company has gone. 700 people lost their jobs. We're calling it as a data security. Data is very, very key for every organization. Now, when I'm working in NAM, National Australia Bank, a simple example in layman terms, I was working in National Australia Bank. Why this is this much? National Australia Bank. This is National Australia Bank. And here, the bank, it has a lot of data, right? It has the business data, it has the customer data, and all the things. Where banks normally store the data, initially, let's say if the bank is small, we can, one way to store the data is on the server, correct? It is on the server. Now I am storing this on the server. Let's say, for example, okay, good. Now the bank is running very well. So what it means, the more and more customers are coming and opening their accounts, which also means that I have to arrange more and more servers. Agree or not? Are you getting me? Why I need more servers? Because more customer data is there. A lot of customer data is there. And sometimes it may not be really a good idea because the data has to be secured and then it has to be managed properly and in a proper environment. So this banking environment may not be good. So what I have to do? So I hired a data center. It's like a warehouse. I hired a data center here. Now the data center. Now I am moving all the data to the data center. Now the data is there in the data center. Cool. Luckily, I got an opportunity to go into the data center. Not many of you might have gone, just as assuming. Okay. So if you see what is a data center, and inside the data center, it looks like this. Near me, so there is a place called Deer Park and National Australia Bank. They operate all the data in this data center in Victoria, Deer Park data centers. Very, very high, safe and secure zones. Now, what happened? Now the data, National Australia Bank is storing the data in the data centers. Now, to manage this data in this particular data center, it is an expensive game. Yes, agree or not? Because I have to pay for the building, I have to pay for the air conditioning, I have to pay for the physical security. In case if my business goes down, if I have to remove certain servers, still I have to pay for the entire building, entire security. So which means that I can't scale up and I can't bring it down flexibly. And my operational costs, they are very, very expensive. We call OPEX. In IT terminology, we call OPEX. Operational costs are super expensive here. So that's where we have nowadays called this is the physical infrastructure, physical where we can step in, we can touch the server, and it is there on the ground. In IT, what do we call on premises? In short, we call them as on-prem. On-prem. Getting it? Now the data is currently on-prem. We have a challenge with respect to the operational costs and everything. That's the reason nowadays you are hearing this term called cloud. What is the new terminology that you are hearing? You are hearing the term called cloud. What is this cloud? In simple layman language, it is just nothing but your, here we are talking about the a physical infrastructure. Maybe just think this one as virtual infrastructure, virtual, which you cannot touch. And we have various market leaders. From Amazon, we have AWS. From Google, we have Google Cloud Platform. From Microsoft, we have Microsoft Azure. Now, what these big leaders they are doing is they are creating their own virtual environment, like our warehouse. They are creating their own warehouse, which you cannot touch virtual. Now they are saying that, hey guys, look, if you want to store the data, why don't you store in our cloud environment? You know what? We are going to charge you pay as you go kind of a thing. Like if you want to store 10 million data, you pay for that one. If you want only 1 million data after one, you pay only for that one. Regarding the security, the disaster recovery, backup recovery, we take care. We take care. And this is a good model, right? I don't need to worry about the buildings and everything, lease contracts and everything. That is the reason nowadays you see the organizations are migrating the data from on-prem to the cloud. They are migrating applications from on-prem to the cloud. We call it as a data migration. Lakshmi migrated from India to Australia for better life, for something. I have my own personal preferences. Similarly, organizations are migrating from on-prem to the cloud. Now, these are the major cloud service providers, AWS, GCP, Azure. If you see recent articles, I know most of you say that, oh, Lakshmi, everywhere AWS is there, but that's not the case. The game is changing. Microsoft is taking the cloud by 2026. And it is Forbes article, not from my side. Many of the organizations, they are switching to the cloud for various reasons, especially the cost effective model, and we can do a lot of things on the single platform, which we are going to see. So here to manage the data, to clean the data, to give the data to the, we have seen the artificial intelligence as well, which is evolving exponentially. So for all those things, for the business to take the data driven decisions, we need the data engineers. Agree or not? Data engineers are going to be they are in demand. They are going to be in exponential demand as the market progress. Really? Are we serious about this statement? I also don't know. Let us also take a data-driven decisions. And if I tell that statement, some of you might be thinking that I am promoting because we are doing that training. But let us take the decision on the data. This one, I know all of you use ChatGPT. Maybe I'm asking ChatGPT, hey, our student want to take the training on the Azure data engineering with analytics along with the data fabric. Is it really in demand going forward? What is the demand for next 10 years for these hybrid roles? Let us see what the chat GPT says. It has all the information across the internet. So it's going to give that predictive analysis. So it is saying that data fabric blah, 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 looks very much like wise investment next 5 to 10 years. So cloud engineering is really high and growing. Based on the articles, it is saying that demands are really strong and accelerated. Emerging platforms, data fabric point to the future growth. That's very good. Hybrid roles is really more valuable rather than because the market is really challenging. We have seen that global slowdown in this competitive market. We have to broaden our skill set. Okay. So from the chat GPT also we are saying that, okay, this Azure and the cloud and the data and engineering and analysis is going to be really, really high in demand. Now, let us understand what exactly these engineers will do and in real time, what kind of activities do they perform? Let us understand from our expert trainer, Vamshi. Thank you, Vamshi, for joining with short notice for this free webinar. Please help us with your valuable insights and expertise, like who is a data engineer, what exactly their day-to-day operations look like on the Azure cloud environment, and show us with some sample real-time activities the data engineers will do today and tomorrow. And all of for your information, Vamshi is working as an AI scientist in Microsoft. Thank you very much, Vamshi.
Thank you, sir.
Vamshi, you went on mute.
Yeah. So please, can you give me the host access?
Sorry. I forgot to do that one. I'm just making you the co-host. The recording is on. You can share the screen now. I'm sorry.
Fine. Thank you. Yeah. So, hello everyone. So, this is Vamshi here, and I'm working as an AI scientist at Microsoft. So, I've been working in this field almost all 10 years. But again, my total IT experience is 18 plus. Into AI, it's almost all 10 years. And again, so prior to that, I started my career working as some kind of database and again, ETL developer and such kind of roles here. So, out of my experience, right, I'll tell you what exactly a data engineer performs. Okay, so what are the rules of a data engineer? So what kind of tools they use generally? And then what are the nature of work? What are these roles and responsibilities in this day-to-day life? Okay, so before this, let me tell you, I mean, what is what is the concept of data engineering? What is data engineering? Fine. Look at this one. Data engineering is the process of designing, building, and maintaining systems that collect, store, and process large amounts of raw data to make it usable for analysis, data science, and machine learning. Data engineers create and manage data pipelines to ensure data is clean, accessible, and reliable for others to derive insights and make informed decisions. Oh, so there are a lot of keywords inside this one. So let me explain you with various scenarios here. So then you'll come to know how exactly the things work here. Just give me a minute. Right. See, today, many of the organizations you take it, guys, see, across the globe, every organization, I mean, irrespective of the domain they are into, everyone has some kind of data. All right. So let us take the case of a retail example, retail scenario. Now, retailers have lots of data with them. Retailers, banking, finance sector, and again, insurance. And these are some popular sectors here. So, where they have lots of data with them. Because if you take a retail scenario, every day there will be some kind of transactions. I mean, people will be flocking to the stores. They'll be purchasing some kind of products online or, physically. All right. So, and some kind of transactions will be going on. So, what do you think how the data is stored in real world? Data is stored in many different ways here. So traditionally, we have something called as on premises. Fine, we call it as on premises. On prem is where you store some kind of data in a physical office premises here. Fine, so physical office premises. Now again, normally we also store the data in some kind of databases. Fine. So databases. It could be anything. It could be some kind of Oracle or IBM DB2, or let's say, for example, Microsoft SQL Server. All right. So SQL Server and so on. Fine. And again, the traditional ERP and CRM system. See, because nowadays retailers are also, I mean, uh, looking for customer information. So they normally store the data in this kind of format, ERP and CRM systems here. All right, ERP and CRM systems. And then again, after this one, so the data is also collected and organized in terms of files here. So what kind of files we have? Now we have a lot of files here. Find lot of files here. So traditionally we had this kind of format, CSV, all right, Excel, fine. Excel, and again, we had XML. So these are the kind of files we had traditionally. All right. Now, when you have this different varies of data, right? Different amounts of data. Okay. So the point here is, firstly, how do you extract all this kind of data? So, firstly, it comes the case of data extraction. All right. Data extraction. I'll write here. Let me write here. So, data extraction. Secondly, what you do, you need to collect all the data and store somewhere. All right. So, let us go with the case of data integration. Data integration. Then what you do, you normally process such kind of data. You perform data cleaning operations and perform data transformations here. Data cleaning. I'll tell you what exactly this means here. Data cleaning. Then it's the case of data processing or data transformation. Data transformation. All right. Then we have the case of data loading. All right. Data loading. Then after this one, we again perform some kind of data analysis here, all right, using some kind of reporting tools or BI tools here. So finally, see end user consumption. Fine. So end user consumption. So this is the entire process here. So this is some kind of entire workflow process here. So let us try to understand from the very basic perspective. So what are all these kind of terminologies here? All right. Now, these are the traditional formats I told you. Traditional formats in the sense, these are some kind of older ways in order to store the data. All right, on premises. On premises is where you have some kind of physical office location and then you have some kind of physical servers. So, around the clock, 24 by 7, some kind of, what I say, support engineers will be looking after this one. So they will be maintaining this particular data. They will be taking the regular data backups here. They will be securing the data and so on. So data is also stored in some kind of databases, which is some kind of structured data, or we also call it as relational data. Fine. These are the terminologies we speak here. Now, data is collected using different online systems here. Traditionally, this retailers go with this kind of format here, ERP and CRM systems. Then in the file cases, we had this kind of format, CSV, Excel, and some kind of older formats like XML. All right, so these are the formats here. Now, if you consider, right, see, now the game is different here. See, when it was the case of this particular data, we had some kind of concept called data warehouse. Okay, so we had the concept of data warehouse, the data warehouse. All right. In short, we also call it as DWH, data warehouse here. Now, what is a data warehouse? So let us try to understand here. Data warehouse is some kind of huge data repository which helps you to store structured data. All right, which helps you to store structured data. So let me also show you this one, guys. Data warehouse architecture, right? So you can take it anything. Let me go with this kind of architecture. Look at this. As I told you, right? So you have different, different sources where the data is stored in different ways. Let me explain you with a retail example. Let's say, you're working for Walmart here, Walmart. All right, as an ETL developer or some kind of data developer. Now, Walmart as, data, see, it has, office premises here, physical office, stores here, as well as, it also has online presence as well. That means customer can visit some kind of stores and purchase some kind of products. Customers can also purchase products online through their websites or apps, something. And data is stored in different ways here. Let us try to understand this is some kind of databases, they are storing the data. And this is some kind of ERP systems. And these are some kind of regular CSV and Excel kind of files here. Now, what you do basically, now I give you a task to, perform some kind of sales analysis. Okay, sales analysis. Now, what you do? So you collect all this data, right? Because see, sales data is stored in different formats here. So what we need to do, the first thing, we need to extract all this kind of data. So that is called as data extraction, data extraction. All right. And then what we do, we need to store all this kind of data somewhere, right? So we actually integrate all this kind of data. Fine. So data integration, we call it as. Next, even before we transform this data, first of all, under the transformation part, we actually clean the data. Now, what is data cleaning? When you work with the data in real world, data can contain duplicates, data can contain some kind of missing values, data might contain different other kind of values here, unwanted values. All right. Unwanted data. All right. All those kind of things you have to remove even before you try to process such kind of data and load the data finally to some kind of data warehouse. Before loading, what we do, we perform data cleaning, then data transformation. Now, what is data transformation? See, here the data is stored in SQL. Here the data is stored in some kind of this format here, Excel. And here it is CRM. So what I do normally, I extract all this kind of data. I want to join all this kind of data. Fine. So joining is some kind of transformation technique. Or let's say I want to perform aggregate calculations on the data. So I want to calculate like what is total sales here. All right. So what is total sales? All right. Or total sales across all the quarters here. All right. Across all quarters. Okay. Now you people know, see, and here it's divided into 4 quarters here. Okay. 4 quarters. 4 quarters here. So I just want to know, what are the average sales I made across all the quarters here. Likewise, fine. Now, or otherwise, I want to filter some kind of data by products here. I want to know what are the top products, I mean, so which have given me more number of sales here, or what are the customers, top customers who have given me a lot of sales here. So likewise, I want to perform different analysis. So based upon my requirement, I apply some kind of transformation techniques on the data. Finally, I actually load this data into something called as enterprise data warehouse. Fine, enterprise data warehouse. See, everything is fine here. But let me tell you, this is the traditional format or this is the traditional way of performing the entire data lifecycle. But nowadays, this process won't work here because I'll tell you the reason why. Today, if you look at right, we are having different types of data. Find different types of data, not just this traditional formats here. So let me also show you something. See, not just this traditional data. When it comes to the case of files, I'll write here. See, if it is file format, right? Files, right? So today we have CSV, we have Excel, we have, let's say, JSON. You know JSON, right? So in automation environments, we use this kind of format a lot. And then we also have big data files here. Big data Parquet, right? Parquet, and again Avro, and again ORC, and again, let's say Apache Iceberg. All right, Iceberg. Now see, these are the different types of files you're having. Now, the first thing is how do you extract this particular data here? All right. Second thing is now, again, not only this data.
Vamshi, you want to unmute?
So again,
Vamshi, you
coming
want
to
to
the
unmute?
case of, yeah, again, coming to the case of databases. So we have different types of databases here. So data is stored in Oracle, data is stored in Microsoft SQL Server, all right, SQL Server, and again, Teradata, something else. Or data is also stored in on-premises here, on-prem, fine. So likewise, when you have different types of data, so do you think, again, see, the other popular data today is stream data or live data, all right. So when you have these different types of data, see, the traditional warehouses won't work here. So what are the alternate solution for this one. So the solution for this one is to move to the concept called, okay, so move to the concept called data lakes. Okay, data lakes here. So what is a data lake now? Data lake is a cloud repository for storing different types of data, different formats of data. So let me also show you that. Data warehouse was data lake. Okay, so this one. See, data lake. By looking at the disadvantages or the limitations of data warehouse, they have designed data lake in such a way that, see, data lake actually helps you to maintain or store data in its native format. What is native format? What do you mean by native format? Here in data warehouse, we are actually converting the data, everything into structured data before I even load the data into data warehouse. That means finally, the data which is stored in a data warehouse is again structured in nature, relational data. All right. But do you think every data can be dealt in the same way? So can you deal Parquet in the same way? Or can you convert this Apache Iceberg in the same kind of way? Or can you deal with the stream data? And can you load the data directly into a warehouse here? It's not right. It won't support here. All right. So that is the reason data lake first will enable you to load the data or store the data in its, native repository, native format here. Then what we can do, we can think about processing such kind of data. And moreover, data lakes are very huge compared to data warehouse because it is purely cloud kind of servers here. All right. You are not maintaining that one. We are not configuring this one. Now, if you take the case of data warehouse, we actually maintain it in a physical server. So this has some kind of capacity. But here it has some kind of unlimited storaging capacities because this is purely a cloud kind of thing. And moreover, here the data, as I told you, here it is relational, but here it is not defined here. That means it is not required. The main concept of data lake is to help you extract data from any different kinds of data sources today. So I'll show you, okay, what are the different types of data types? I'll show you now. Typically. And then what we do, we use some kind of tools. Okay, so these are the tools on Azure. If you go with Azure, right? So first of all, we use this kind of tools here, Azure storages. So we have the concept of Azure Blob Storage. We have the concept of Data Lake Storage, and again Azure SQL Database. Now, traditionally, here on cloud, Azure Cloud, we use this Azure SQL Database and Data Lake Storage. These two are primary thing here, and especially Data Lakes. So on cloud, whether you take it AWS, whether you go with GCP or even Azure, we have data lake kind of concept here. So if it is relational data, we already have Azure SQL database. But if it is any other kind of data like unstructured data, semi-structured data, streaming data, we go with this kind of format here. Now, so when you have the data here, now how to move this data? So data engineers are responsible to build data pipelines, all right, data pipelines here. Now, when you have data here, right, so it looks something this way. Let me show you some other architecture. Let's say you have this kind of data here. You have different varieties of data with you. SQL, CSV, JSON, Parquet, APIs. APIs means where you're extracting data from some kind of web apps or some other kind of sources here. Excel. So, as I told you, data engineers are responsible to build the concept of a data pipeline. So, they actually ingest all this kind of data using a data pipeline and they move this data and store it in the repository called data lake. So, we have discussed data lake concept here. After storing the data, now we actually think of transforming this data, processing this data. So how do we do that one? So we use some kind of concept called as Lakehouse architecture, which is present in data bricks. All right. Then, finally, we share this particular data here. All right. So how do you move the data between different environments here? We use the concept of Azure Data Factory pipelines. All right. Pipelines here. Now let me explain you practically how this works here. So because this is a workshop, right? So I'll explain you practically how the things work here. Now this is my Azure portal. So when we start with our actual Azure sessions, right? So I'll also help you with creating your Azure accounts. So once you create your Azure accounts, your Azure portal looks something in this way. And these are the different kinds of apps here. You can see this one. And if you move to this all services, right? If you go with all these services here, so you can see there are almost all 200 plus different services offered on Azure cloud. All right. So where you can use those services in your application building. Fine. You can build anything, right? From a small virtual machine to building some kind of powerful AI chat GPT application, you can build anything. With different services here, we call them as services or resources on Azure. All right. So you can see under the AI and machine learning, we have this one. Under the analytics, now data engineering comes under analytics. So we have big data processing. You people are also called big data engineers, guys. All right. So you play with wide variety of tools here in order to process the data. Because see, you will be playing with different data here, different data. And let me tell you, you are the people who will be actually playing with the real data. And you will be then sharing the data to multiple other teams here. So as I told you, right? See, look at this one. Now there are different teams here, BI team, data science, machine learning, AI team. See, all of them require data. But who is going to give them this reliable data? A data engineer, because they can't work with this wide varieties of data. So if you give them this Parquet data, right? So do you think that the machine learning people will be working on this one? No, they can't. So they'll again depend on you. They'll again rely on you. So they'll ask you to give them a reliable data. So data engineer is responsible for all this kind of building the scalable data infrastructure. All right, building scalable data infrastructure. So now let me show you how does it work here. So again, what I'll do, I'll go back to the things here. First of all, I'll show you by uploading some kind of data. Then I'll show you how to move the data using a pipeline. I'll show you how to build a data pipeline here. So for this one, we require some kind of storages because I need to store the data on Azure cloud, right? So for which I'll be going with storage accounts. So here, see, there is this option, need not worry about anything. So even if you're unable to understand the steps here, so because this is just a workshop here, all right. So when we start with the actual sessions, we'll be discussing each and every option in detail. Fine. Now, first thing is I need to create something called as a resource group. So resource group is where you're deploying your application on cloud in some kind of region. Fine. So whether irrespective of the cloud player you go, all right, whether it is Azure, AWS, or even GCP, you perform the same thing. So let me do this one. I'll give it some kind of name in this way. And then the storage account which I'm creating, I need to provide it some kind of name here. So let me call it as a blob 25. So you see, Now, if you look at this one, right, region. So I told you, right, you need to deploy your application into some kind of region here. So you can find different regions, guys. Now, what you can understand traditionally, these regions are where the data centers are located. All right, data centers. So on cloud, what we do, we generally deploy our data, our applications normally in virtual servers here. All right, in this data centers. So you can choose anything in real world. They'll be giving you the instructions, what, location we need to go with. All right. You can see almost all the locations are available here. Fine. So if you take it US or you can even type in something. Let's say, for example, US. I'll go with US here. See, you have central US, east US, west US 2, and again east US 2, north central US, south central US, west central US, west US 3 here. And again, see, if you go with Australia East, Australia Central, Australia Southeast here. And then see, if you go with India. Again, we have Central India, South India, West India. So these are nothing but these are where we deploy our applications here. You can understand it as some kind of data centers. Okay, so I'll go with South India. And again, preferred storage type. So what are the storage type here? So it is this kind of option I'll be going with. And again, see redundancy. This is nothing but the data backup on cloud. The data backups are performed automatically, just like in on-premises where a support engineer will be doing this task here. So here, no need to perform this one exclusively. Automatic backups will be performed here. Then next, let me go with this option. And finally, I'll click on review plus create. So this is one kind of account I'm creating. So basically what I'm doing is, let me tell you what I'm performing here. Just a minute, guys. See, I'll click on create. It will perform its job here. Let's say I have some kind of products data with me. All right, products data with me. Products.csv. Okay, there is a file called products.csv. I have something called as a blob storage. On Azure, we have something called as a blob storage. Blob storage. Okay. So we have something called prod.csv. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll create some kind of pipeline, an ADF pipeline, and then I'll move this particular data to data lake. Okay. ADLS we call it as Azure Data Lake Storage. All right. Azure Data Lake Storage here. So we need to build a pipeline in this way. All right. Now let me show you how to perform this. See, you can see one storage account has been created. Next, what I do inside a storage account, how to add the data, we generally go with storage containers. So you need to create a storage container. Now, this storage container is different from the deployment containers like Kubernetes, Docker. So those things are different. Here, it is just a storage container, which is used to store the data. So let me call it as source files. All right, source files here. And let me click on create. And then I'll open this. And again, I'll upload some kind of data into this. So let me do it. I have this different data. So what I'll do, I'll go to the data sources here. What I'll do, I'll upload some kind of data here. So employee.parquet and again, items. You have products here. Fine. You have different things, guys. Office supplies. So let me go with this one. And you can maintain different types of files here. Let me also show you. See, I'm able to maintain Parquet, CSP, and I'll also can show you. You can even maintain some other kind of files as well. Let me do that. So I'll go with JSON and I'll also go with some kind of text files here. So text files, let's say, for example, this one. All right. So this is possible only with cloud, guys. So traditional data warehouse systems won't let you perform this particular thing here. It can't store different types of data, different formats of data. Now you can see the different formats of data are arranged or stored in one particular location or one particular place here. So in a storage account here. Now I have my data here. I want to move this data. See, this is a blob storage account. So I have the data here. I want to move it to data lake here. So I need to also create an ADF pipeline. Let me do that one. Now this is my source here. I would call it as a source here. So I need to also create a target, right? Let me also do that one. So I'll be creating, click this one. And then, fine. So again, I'll go with the same kind of option. And again, here as well, I'll go with this kind of option. So click on next year and I'll be selecting this particular options. So again, I'll create this particular storage account, which call it as a target account here. All right, target is where I want to move the data. So it will hardly take 1 or 2 minutes of time. So because it has to create it and again deploy it on Azure cloud. Yeah, I'll answer all those questions later, guys. So I'll answer them. Do not worry, I'll answer them. So first, let us create this application. So here again, the data will be loaded into a container as well. All right, so let me do that one. So what I'll do, I'll click on this add container and then target files. Let me call it as target files here. So let me click on create and then see. All right. So here is where the data will be loaded. Now we have both source and target here. So what's next here? We need to create a pipeline, ADF pipeline. And let me show you something. See, when you create this application, right, as I told you, you will be normally deploying this application in certain data centers. Let me also show you that option here. So there is some kind of option called as redundancy. Look at this. I have selected South India as my deployment region. So even in your case, when you go with a certain region, right? So it will be pointing out to that particular region here. So what you can think is, normally you're deploying your data or you're, storing that particular data, okay, so in some kind of data center located there. So where exactly it is, we do not know that one. But again, so we'll be maintaining the data in this way. Fine. Now let me create a data factory pipeline. All right. So pipeline in Azure, data pipeline is created with service called as Azure Data Factory. So let me do it. So here again, I'll be going with the same kind of resource group. So VADFOCTB25. I'll give it some kind of name, guys. All right. So then let me click on review plus create. Again, click on create. So you can see deployment is going on. So it will create this particular service and deploy this service again in that particular location. Fine. So you can see how fast it has been deployed. And now what I'll do, I'll just refresh it. You can see the service here. So otherwise I'll go to this data factory and now you can see this particular thing. So let me just refresh it. Okay. So you can see this one. I'll click on launch studio. So now it is launching my Azure Data Factory platform. All right. So look at this, guys. It looks something in this way. So this is the UI part of your Azure Data Factory. Fine. So in creating an ADF pipeline, now there is some kind of process we follow. All right. So the first thing is, I'll show you how to create a pipeline. Let me first show you something here. See, I'll show you this particular example. Then you can understand what I'm doing here. All right. So see, already we have created a blob storage. All right. So there is some kind of, here my target account is Azure Data Lake Storage. You can also load this data into SQL database, which we'll be learning it later. All right. So now what I do, I'll be using this Azure Data Factory pipeline in order to move this data from this source to this target here. All right. So in order to do that one, so what I'll do is, first of all, there is something called as link service. Now, what is this link service? I'll tell you. Click on this new. Now you can see Azure Data Factory offers almost all 100 plus different connectors to where you can connect to different kinds of data sources. All right. So you can look at this one. So I can even categorize it for you. So for example, if at all you want to connect to other Azure resources, right? You can see this one. Azure AI Search, Azure Blob Storage. Now we'll be connecting to this one, Azure Blob Storage. And again, Azure Cosmos DB. So Azure Data Lake Storage. So this is our source and this is our target, guys, Data Lake Storage. You also have Azure Database for MySQL, Postgres, Delta Lake, All right. You have different types of data sources. You can look at this one, Microsoft Fabric as well. And then if you look at the databases, we have support with wide variety of databases here. You can look at this Amazon RDS for Oracle, RDS for SQL Server. So this is AWS platform. Again, Amazon Redshift here. So which is the proprietary database of AWS, Apache Impala, IBM DB2, Google Ads, Google BigQuery. So this is GCP platform. Again, HP Greenplum, Apache Ive, IBM Informix, MariaDB, Microsoft Access, MySQL, Netezza, Oracle, Postgres, Presto. All right, you can see this one. See how many databases you have support with. SQL Server. This is on-premises, guys. So if you look at this particular gate symbol, right? So this refers to on-premises application. And then you have Sybase, Teradata, Vertica, Spark, everything. All right. So then again, if you go with file sources, you have a wide variety of file sources support here. So these are all traditional data lakes here. In AWS, we call the data lake as S3, some kind of S3 bucket also. All right. So we have Google Cloud Storage, HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System. So we have again Oracle data lake as well. So again, generic protocol. Generic protocols is where it helps us to extract the data from some kind of web sources to using REST APIs. All right. So then you also have support with NoSQL databases. NoSQL popular ones are MongoDB and Cassandra. Again, others kind of services and apps where we can extract the data from is Asana. So project managers, product managers, they will be using this particular tool, Asana. Dataverse. All right. So Dynamics 365 platforms here. All right. GitHub. You people know GitHub, right? Popular developer community. Google Sheets, HubSpot, Jira, Microsoft 365 Office Suite here, QuickBooks. Look at this QuickBase, SAP kind of warehouses, SAP ECC, Salesforce Clouds here, SharePoint. Okay, so Portal, Shopify e-commerce platform, Smartsheet, Square, Teamdesk, Twilio, Webtable, Zero, Zendesk, Data.world. Look at this, guys. How many data sources from where you can extract the data? Yes, sir. All right. So out of all these things, right? Now our source is a blob storage. So we will be extracting the data from a blob storage. So we'll be connecting to blob here. So what I do, I'll use blob here. I'll connect to this blob here. So let me show you something. I'll give it a name to this connector. So blob. I'll connect it using some kind of credentials here. So I'll be going with, this is my blob account. Okay, so it is unable to perform this one. So what I'll do, again, I'll go this one. Log. All right. So I'll go with this. I'm not sure. Okay. So now you see, I'll test the connection here. All right. Fine. So you can see connection is successful. So basically what I've done now, I'll show you. If you refer this image, see, I've established a connection here. Because see, if you want to extract the data from this particular source, you have to first establish a connection, right? So this is what I've done here. I've connected my pipeline with blob storage. That means my source account. Similarly, I also need to perform the same thing with my target account, which is a data lake in this case. So data lake, click continue. Data lake. All right. So then again, I'll go with the subscription and again the account name. Fine. So again, I'll test this connection as well. Fine. So click on create here. All right. So now I've also established connection to my target account as well. So now I need to move the data. In order to move this data, so we go with this particular concept here. So we need to actually create input data set and output data set, because what is the kind of data set you have to instruct your pipeline? We have CSV, we have Excel, we have some other kind of data set. So I'll again connect to my blog because my data is residing in this particular container. See, what are the different types of file formats you can maintain here? So you can maintain Avro, binary text files here, delimited text files, so which are CSV, Excel, JSON, ORC, Parquet, and XML. Parquet, ORC, and Avro, these are big data formats which are used in big data environments. Fine. And now JSON automated environment, some kind of CI/CD process and something. So let us now connect with delimited text here. So let us go with the CSV file. So I'll give it some kind of name. Let's say products in, and I'll select my conductor. So first of all, I'll locate some kind of data here. See, this is my container. Now here I have some kind of data. All right, out of this data, I'll be selecting this particular file, so which I want to move from my source account to ADLS. Now let me do that one. All right. So this is my input data set, guys. And here as well, you can look at the data as well, guys. So if you click on preview data, you can even look at the data. All right. See, this is my data here. I'll also show you this particular data in my source account. Let me do that one. See, this is my source account. And inside my source, there is a concept of its container. Now, the data actually resides here. So we have products.csv file. So if I click here and if I click on view and edit, you can look at the data. Fine. If you click on preview, so this is your data. All right. Now you have this particular data. So what's next here? So we'll also create an output data set. So let me do that one. Now click on new data set. Again, where you want to load this data? Into data lake, right? So I'll be going with data lake here. Now I'll also click on continue and then see in data lake, you can maintain the data in this formats here. So all formats, I mean, as well. And again, Apache Iceberg, as I told you, right? Apache Iceberg. So this is the latest kind of format here. So I'll maintain this in a CSV format. So let me do that one. I'll give it some kind of name in this way. So then again, connect to the respective container. So this is my data lake container because see, data will be loaded here actually. All right. So let me point out to this one. See, I'll also show you here. There is no data inside my target account as of now. So my pipeline will move the data here. Let me show you. So this is my data lake. And then click on containers here. See, there is no data here as of now. There is no data here. So our pipeline will move the data from block to a data lake here. So let me show you something. Now I created this particular data sets here. So let me go to the pipeline here. Pipeline. Now click on move and transform. So copy data. So let me drag this one. And now let me connect the source and data here. So what I'll do, I'll give it a small description. Copy products from block to data lake. All right. So let me go with source here. Let me connect the input data set and let me connect the output data set here. Fine. And now I'll give it some kind of name to my pipeline. I'll name my pipeline. So I'll name it products. Okay. So products, I mean, fine. Or I'll also, I mean, I can also give something in this way. Copy products from block to data lake. All right. So then what I do, even before I execute my pipeline, I'll actually, I mean, save this because see, this option helps us to look out for errors. If there are any errors, it will even help me to watch out that one. So first of all, I'll publish all these things. See, publishing completed. That means there is no errors here. Now I can run my pipeline. I can execute my pipeline here. So look at this, guys. The pipeline is running now. See, pipeline is actually running. See, it will hardly take 2 minutes of time, not more than that one. Hardly 2 minutes. See, pipeline activity succeeded, but you need to understand something that I've copied the data from block to, I mean, data lake. Okay, so see, now you need to understand something. So we have how many lines of data we have read? 4,710 bytes of data we have read. And the same number of data, bytes of data it has written. From how many files we have extracted the data? Only one file. To how many files we have written? One file. You can even look at this information in this way. So if you click on this one, right, it has copied the data from blob storage to this particular storage here, data lake storage. Now to verify this one, see what we do after, I mean, after we get this success message, right? We also look at the monitor tab here. In the monitor tab, there is trigger and debug. If you go with debug, right, you can look at your data. You can look at your pipeline here. So this is succeeded. Now go back to your target account. See, if I refresh, the products file should be visible here. Got this now? Products.csv. Previously, it wasn't present, right? So the pipeline has moved this data from blob storage to data lake storage. So this is how we actually do it. Now, this is one kind of activity in a data engineering, roles and responsibilities. Okay. So likewise, what we do in real world, you will be given multiple amounts of data, find multiple different file types also. So what we do, you actually move all this such kind of data to some kind of data lake here. So you can take this reference image here. So practically what I've done here, I've actually taken some kind of file here. I've ingested that particular file using the pipeline here, and I've moved this particular file to data lake here. So after moving the file, how do you want to process that particular data? It depends upon your requirements here. So if at all you want to go with the Databricks Lakehouse, you can even go with. Or if at all you want to process the data using EDF environment itself, you can even do that one. Finally, I can share this data to multiple other teams here. So this is the entire workflow, where a data engineer will be moving the data. So this is one such kind of activity. Likewise, in real world, now there will be multiple concepts here. So let's say you have some kind of data. Okay, so you have some kind of data which is stored in on-premises here. On-premises, what do? You actually migrate it to cloud here. So let me also show you that. Fine. So just a minute, guys. I'll show you some kind of image here. So what we have done in a recent project here, I'll show you. Documents. Okay. So I'll do with this. See, I'll show you my application. So the recent project which we have done is in this way. See, you have some kind of application in on-premises here, SQL Server database. So what we have done is we have used a pipeline, ADF pipeline, in order to ingest this data into data lake storage or a data lake storage. So how it is done? Now you people have practically looked at this application here. So here we follow some kind of process. I told you the process of lakehouse architecture, right? So this is called as lakehouse architecture. So we have the concept of bronze, silver, and gold. So need not worry. So once we start with the actual sessions, we'll learn everything in detail. Fine. So what is lakehouse? Why we go with that particular architecture? So there is some kind of process involved here. And then using the concept of this Azure Databricks, you actually transform the data. So if you have, let's say, unstructured data, streaming kind of data, so which is not supported with data warehouse, right? So you can use this particular process here. All right, you can, transform the data. Finally, what you can do, you can use Power BI, you can integrate this application with Power BI, and then you can build some kind of reports here. So finally, what you can understand here is a data engineer will be responsible in order to build a scalable data infrastructure on cloud, Azure cloud. So where the data, see, he will be performing different activities. Now I told you what kind of activities he performs here. See, data extraction, data integration, data ingestion also. So I can also call it as data integration or data ingestion. Data ingestion. So pipeline building data pipeline. Here we call it as ETL or ELT pipelines. All right, or ELT pipelines here. ETL stands for extraction, transformation, and loading. All right, extraction, transformation, and loading. ELT stands for extraction, loading, and transformation. So in data engineering process, we follow this particular methodology. Extraction, loading, and transformation. So here what we have done, here we have extracted the data. So we have first loaded the data into this particular data lakes. Then we have, transforming the data. So this process is called as extraction, loading, and transformation, ELT. All right. Then we perform data cleaning, data processing and transformation, data loading, and then finally data analysis and user consumption. So this is the entire workflow, end-to-end kind of workflow you people will be involved in order to build a scalable data infrastructure. So here the process is you'll be given a wide varieties of data. Now, if you give those kind of data to other teams, they can't work here. So this is where you people will be coming into the concept here. All right. So a data engineer is the main person in an analytics team. Without the concept of a data engineering or a data engineer, right? There is no analytics teams today. Even we have AI teams. Okay. So, still they rely on data engineers also. So in our organization at Microsoft, we have a separate data engineering team. We actually rely on them. Okay, so for reliable data. All right. Even before we train our AI models or machine learning models, right? We actually need some kind of reliable data. So who is going to give us data? Data engineers. So that is the role of a data engineer. That is the importance of a data engineering. Okay. So in analytics teams today, every organization you take it, we have data. In order to manage and maintain that data, in order to formalize that kind of data, build a scalable infrastructure, we require data engineers today. So that is the role of data engineers today we have in this modernized IT environments here. Fine. I hope you people have understood, right? So this is one such kind of activity, guys. So how to design pipeline and build some kind of move some kind of data. So likewise, I mean, so you might be having some kind of data in on-premises here. So you will be, performing data migration as I've shown you in this particular image here. So this image, see, this is called as data migration because from on-premises you are migrating to Azure cloud, and then so we also play with the different other kind of tools here. All right. So, this is just to give you an information about Azure. So, what kind of services we actually go with. So, you need to understand this particular thing. The main tools of a data engineer, especially working on Azure platform, are these kind of services. When it comes to the case of storages, we have blob storage, we have data lake storage, and SQL database. And then data factory, as I told you, is used to build data pipelines, ETL workflows. And let me tell you guys, this is Azure Data Factory is a code-free ETL tool. Code-free. That means no code is required in order to build this pipeline. See, have I written any code here? Have I used any kind of programming logic, guys? No, right? I haven't used any kind of programming logic here, just a drag and drop kind of features here. All right. So this is a no code kind of tool completely. So we'll also be learning this one. And after this one, Databricks here. So when you have unstructured data, when you have big data, or when you have streaming data, so this is where we go with Databricks here. For this one, we require Python and Apache Spark, so which also we have in our course as well. So we have a separate sessions on Python and Apache Spark here. Fine. Finally, if you want an integrated tool, all components under one single roof here, we have the concept of Microsoft Fabric. All right, Microsoft Fabric environment. So tomorrow we'll be understanding about the Power BI kind of thing. I'll also show you how, we can visualize the data. I'll also show you, how we can understand Databricks platform. And again, how you can visualize the data. We can even visualize the data in Databricks environment as well. Plus, we can also visualize the data in Power BI as well. So we have all this kind of tools here. All right. I hope I've given you sufficient information. So now it's time for questions. Now let me take your questions. So how the cost of storage account is being calculated? Storage account, see, normally, actually storage account, it gives you a very, very less price actually. Okay. It depends upon what kind of volumes of data you have. Fine. So we go with data lake and we go with some other kind of Azure SQL database likewise. So hardly it will, if you go with right US dollars, right? So based upon your data, it hardly charges normally $50. That's it. Not more than that one. So 30 to $50. So again, okay, I think what about Word document file storage? Word document also we can process, but again, see, data is not traditionally stored in Word documents. It is traditionally stored in some kind of CSV, Excel kind of files here. All right. So we go with that kind of data. And then will we get practice exercises? Yes, Cyrus, we'll be getting practice exercises, and I'll also be sharing you multiple assignments as well on a daily basis. You have to perform them in order to get hands-on. Okay, hands-on on all these kind of cases here.
Vamshi,
So
can you
I'll
open that document just to go through the content of the 8 weeks?
yes, of course, of course. I was actually taking the questions. Yeah, fine. So I'll show you this one. See, these are the contents, guys. So now let me explain you. So we'll be going with Azure for the data engineer. So first of all, as a data engineer, you have to be very clear with the kind of services or tools that you'll be working with on Azure platform. See now Azure offers different kinds of set of tools, guys, for data engineers, data scientists, AI people, and something. So what kind of tools or services you will be working with, you have to know that one. So you have to know your environment first. So we'll be discussing that one. And then so I'll also show you the services, right? So these are the different services we'll be working with. Again, When it comes to the case of data storages, what kind of data storages are available on Azure? So different kinds of data storages as per your data needs here. So again, after this, we have the concept of Azure Data Factory. As I told you, Azure Data Factory is a cloud ETL service offered from Microsoft Azure. And again, it is a no-code tool. That means you don't have to write any kind of programming logic in order to build your data pipelines. So we have different things here. So you have different data ingestion methods here, like different load activities, data load activities. You have full load, we have copy data tool, batch load, sequential load, incremental load, CDC, change data capture and something. You also have some other kind of concepts here. Fine. So we'll be discussing those kind of things as well. After this, we'll be moving ahead with Python. Now again, Python, some basic Python programming concepts are required here. Basic Python, not intermediate or not even expert here. Fine. So basic Python skills here. And after this one, we'll also learn something about the Apache Spark here. Fine, Apache Spark here. So what is data frames? What are the concept of actions and transformations? What is lazy evaluation? What is fault tolerance? And again, what are the different PySpark commands we have? So different other kind of commands we have. Okay, so what is the concept of Unity catalog? Okay, so we'll learn all these things in detail, guys. Then finally, so we'll be landing or we'll be going ahead with data engineering on Azure Databricks. So Databricks is very, very important concept. So here we'll be learning again in detail, like what is Databricks environment, what is the concept of volumes, or what is the concept of some other kind of things here. So what is notebooks here? So we'll be working with notebooks. We'll be again working with different kinds of file services. And again, integration techniques here. So again, medallion architecture, that is Lakehouse architecture, we'll be working with the Delta live tables, Unity catalog. So all these things, I mean, so you will be working with. And let me tell you, while we go with all this kind of services, right? So we'll also be doing this kind of real-time ADE scenarios, real-time scenarios here. It's not just a dummy kind of thing. I'll be showing you how stuff works in real world. How do you ingest multiple data using a single pipeline? Let's say you have 100 different files with you. Now, traditionally, we won't create 100 pipelines here. So we just create only one pipeline, but we can ingest all those kind of data. All right. How to design such kind of pipelines here? How to design a CI/CD pipeline? So what are the other pipelines here? So we'll be discussing all those things. How to design an incremental loading pipeline. So where it loads the data incrementally, it extracts the data incrementally and it loads such kind of data. So how to design those kind of things here. Finally, so we'll be going with data engineering with Microsoft Fabric. All right, what is Fabric here? So it's a one-stop environment for all your data needs here. So if in case you want all the services under one single platform, so Fabric plays the role here. All right. So how to deal with Fabric? How to play with Fabric here? So what is the concept of lake houses? What is the concept of again different types of files and data flows and everything? So we'll be working on this a lot. And then, so you see with Power BI. So Power BI as well. So we'll be working on a real world project as well. So I'll show you how to create a dashboard, I mean report and dashboard. And then if you look at the real-time project sessions, real-time projects here, so ADF data migration project, because in a day-to-day life, data engineer's responsibility is to extract the data. Let's say the data is available in on-premises application. So how do you migrate that data from on-premises to cloud here? So we'll be going with that. Again, incremental loading, SAD2 pipeline, end-to-end Databricks project here, which involves Lakehouse architecture. And again, Microsoft environment, Fabric here, Power BI. So these are the stuff you will be working with, guys. And once you work on this real world projects, right, trust me, you will be gaining a lot of confidence and a lot of experience here. You'll be getting really good hands-on on all these kind of scenarios, guys. Fine. And finally, you can attend interviews and secure jobs as well. So after the post-project sessions, right, post-code session, we have separate sessions on how to tackle interviews. So what are the questions they ask you? I'll also share some kind of interview questions with answers. So mock interviews and placement assistance, even if you want to go with any certification support, right? We have that one. So we also provide certification support as well. And then some kind of your CV preparation. So how you need to build your portfolio. So what kind of projects you need to, I mean, mention in your CVs here, and how you can build your LinkedIn profile. So how you can maintain your presence on LinkedIn. All right. So how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. So we'll be working with all these kind of things here in our course. All right. It's not just theoretical kind of things, guys. It's completely practical and hands-on scenarios we'll be working with. All right. So this is about the course contents. Now, let
Some more
me once
questions there
again
in
take
the
down your
chat. Yeah,
questions.
sorry.
All right. So once we start with the Azure sessions, you will be working with Azure accounts. I'll help you with creating your Azure accounts. And then, so we'll be working with the different other scenarios here. So I told you, right? So we'll be extracting the data from different things. And then we'll also be loading the data into different perspectives here. So Python and Apache Spark, we have separate sessions. You no need to worry, guys. Even if you're a complete beginner in Python or Apache Spark here, so we have those sessions. I'll make you learn from scratch here. So those kind of things here. All right. So yes, how to migrate DDL from source RDBMS to data warehouse. So we have that kind of concept, data migration project we have. So you can get some kind of idea on that one. And I am a tester. Is this course will be helpful for me? See, let me tell you, even if you're a tester or even if you're some kind of support engineer or any other kind of role, data engineering today is for everyone. Even it is for machine learning and again AI people as well. So you have to know how the data flows here, how to build scalable data infrastructures here on cloud. So that will give you a lot of weightage in your job perspectives as well. Yes, there is certification for this one, guys. So the certification, let me show you this one. Yeah, the certification is, it is DP 700. See, Microsoft Certified Fabric Data Engineer Associate. All right. So which is offered from Microsoft. So it is Microsoft certification. So now the data engineering certification is this Fabric Data Engineer Associate. All right. So we also have Fabric in our course as well. So see, everything you'll be getting. You'll be getting hands-on. You'll be working with projects here. So you'll be working with a wide different kinds of scenarios here. You'll be really gaining a lot of experience and again hands-on scenarios here. Fine. You can look at this one, and it is almost all $165. Okay. So we have this support as well. So as I told you, right? So we have this certification support as well. In case if you wish to write this particular certification, we also support you in clearing this one. Fine. And the other questions,
Uh,
please.
Vamshi, I think you missed some questions. Tolu is asking, we are moving Ingress database to Maria database. You covered that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here at work, we are moving off Ingress database to MariaDB database. Does this process need Azure or this just moving data from one database to another? See, one database to another database, so there are a lot of complications. So that is why we go with such kind of tools here, ADF and some other kind of tools here. So we can easily perform using ADF environment. Yes, we can do this one. Yes. And what is the prerequisite to this course? Like, is it 900 or you believe one can kick off forward basics be explaining during sessions here? See, there is no prerequisites. If you know SQL, that itself is enough here. Anyways, we also have SQL here. So if in case, any one of you do not know SQL here, so we also have separate sessions for that one. So we'll plan accordingly. How to learn Python? Yes, surely, Arish, you have to learn Python. So we'll have a separate sessions on Python and Apache Spark. So we'll be going with that. And again, so after this, how can we migrate the table DDLs? Okay, so data migration project. It will be an answer for all of your questions here, data migration. I'm working as Snowflake developer. In my project, we have to load data into Databricks from Snowflake. Is this course will be helpful? See, this course actually gives you information and knowledge on Azure. See, from Snowflake to Databricks also we can perform, but there is something other thing. You can connect to me with me later. Okay, so separately. So this is not part of this course, right? So here we're not dealing with Snowflake here. All right, but again, I can explain you how things works here. So tester, yes, of course, surely you can work. Unrelated, but is there any certification? So DP 700 you can go with. I'm a beginner in SQL too. Yeah, see, if you're comfortable enough to write some kind of queries, SQL queries, that itself is enough, guys. Fine. So how many hours will I need to dedicate to this course each week? See, every day, if you can dedicate at least 1 hour, that is enough, guys. If you can dedicate 2 hours, you can crack this particular job very fastly. All right. Now, are you going to touch data analytics part? Yes, Lenovo. Yes, we will be doing data analytics part, especially when Power BI. Yes.
Tomorrow we are going to get
So
insights.
tomorrow I'll also show you one such kind of simple case study on Power BI as well. So how, I mean, we can build some kind of, a data model. So how you will be performing data cleaning in Power BI. So what is the concept of this Power Query editor, DAX and something. So we'll be using that.
So Vamshi, can we make it a bit more engaging tomorrow? Can we
Yes, yes, of course, of
encourage them
course.
to install the Power BI and we share
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
data file, let them analysis?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
of course, of
we'll do that
course.
one.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So today,
Right.
tomorrow, guys, we'll do one thing, a simple
Yeah.
activity. So I'll make you work with Power BI. All right. I'll give
Mm.
you some kind of questions and you need to, see, show me some kind of analysis there. It's very simple, but it's interesting. All right. So we'll work with such kind of analysis tomorrow. So course duration, course cost, Mr. Lakshmi will be handling that one. So you can speak to him directly. When this session YouTube link be available, so we'll have to check with, Lakshmi sir, how do we get the recorded class? So after end of, after each
You
day,
just
right? So
message me.
recordings will be shared with you over Google Drive access. You will be given Drive access. You can go through that one. Will we get the
I
recording
would,
of all classes to revisit later? Yes, Soni Kumari. Yes, you will be receiving all those
um,
kind of access as well.
let me share my
Yeah,
screen
yeah.
and then show them how they are
Yes,
going to
yes.
get the recording. So
Fine,
I'm
fine.
sharing my screen team. Okay. Yeah. So this is the batch. You can see if I just say rename, you can see the September 2025 latest batch that just we concluded, and you can see all the classes. So when you register, you're going to get an email. For example, you're going to get an email like this, and not free today. Azure Drive. I'm opening my email as well. Zoom link and drive link. You see here 2 days ago, and then this is the drive. So all of you are going to get access to the drive. And when you click, this is the current ongoing batch. We have one evening batch, one morning batch. This is October batch. It started. Look at this one. So initially we started with Azure pipelines, copying the data, SQL, data factory, ingesting the data, pipelines, SCD, Python. Right now we are here. Similarly, if you go to the previous batch, which almost came to end, here you see that data flow, Python, PySpark, Databricks. So double click on this one and you will see the reading material and also the recording. So you're going to watch the recording and you do the practicals. And if you see here, Vamshi upload, not the sorry, not the CV, somewhere, yeah, practice data sets. So he's going to give you the practical data sets. And you can ask any questions. For example, if I just type here, let us say Azure. I already created a WhatsApp group for November. If you are interested, please message me on my WhatsApp. I can add you to the WhatsApp group. But if you see the October WhatsApp group and you can see the conversations and you will be getting full support here and people will be supporting each other, collaborating each other, and then yeah, this is a practical hands-on training, right? Yeah. So tomorrow, similarly, we are going to have some try to get another insight on the Power BI analysis part as well. Some of you might be wondering, hey, both are two different roles, and I just want to show you one job description that just got posted, and here you see 140,000, and here you see what they're asking: data and analytics engineer. You see here. So they are also asking, so they should be building, maintain using Azure services and analysts, data need, integrate, this, experience with the modern data from Azure preferred, Azure. And you're going to have the CI/CD, data engineering tools,
Yeah, they have even
made
mentioned Fabric Power BI as well.
Fabric Power BI. Yes, exactly. Tomorrow, Vamshi, why don't you show us Fabric as well tomorrow? Try to
Yes, yes,
explain a
of
bit
course
more
we
on the
can do that.
Fabric.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Fabric and Power BI, please cover it tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here you see 2 days back, 3 days back, and the data engineers, they're very good in demand, ETL, and here also they are talking about Databricks, ideally Azure, 9 hours back, data engineer, 9 news. This is basically like in Australia market, it is a seek, but if you go to jobs and then you just type here, let us say Azure data engineer, and then just type maybe if you are from United States, so you can just see here, let's say date posted maybe last 24 hours. I'm just checking, it's night time here. You see junior data here, data engineers, entry level data engineers, and all of them in one way or other they are related to Azure because they applied the filter criteria, and you will be seeing, you can go through the job descriptions, and most of them they will be just echoing whatever uh, we are going to cover. Our one is completely job oriented one, right? Yeah, cool. Any just 1 minute, maybe we'll give opportunity for the people to ask questions. Guys, if any of you have any questions, you are most welcome to raise your hand and you can ask questions. I know it's already getting late here in Australia, not for me, for some of you who joined from Australia. So in the interest of time, we are sensible as well. So please raise your hand. You can unmute. You can ask your question. We are happy to cover. Is CI/CD covered? Of course, Dilip. I showed you in one of the in one CI/CD will be covered in detail. Yes, if you see somewhere ADF pipelines. Vamshi, can you just please go inside? We cover right CI/CD pipelines.
Yes, yes, of course. Yes, of course. Yeah, we'll be also working with CI/CD.
Yes. Yeah.
CI/CD
Here you
pipeline.
see.
Yes.
Here you see CI/CD pipeline. This is being covered here. Day 34. Any questions? Happy to share the screen. We are very, very transparent in what we do.
I have a,
Transparency increases trust. That's the only reason. Yeah, please go ahead, sir.
yeah, I have a question. So with this data engineering course, will there be any part that we cover security, like
No,
data
See,
security?
data. Sorry, Vamshi, go ahead.
yeah, so data security will be covered here. So we'll be playing with tools like Entra ID, and again, and Databricks will be using Unity Catalog. So these tools will be covered as part of data security. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question. I'm Arvin. Vamshi, thanks. Today's session was really good. But how many days are you going to take, and how many days Lakshmi is going to do this?
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not going to just to let me clarify. Today only I just jumped in because I'm the director of the company. I just ensured that I'm just like a moderator, ensure that everything
Okay.
goes going smooth. That's all. So it's Vamshi
Okay.
will be taking care of the classes, and the classes are going to be Monday to Friday. And where is our flyer? So data engineer, and then maybe let me open your photo here. You see here. And the class timings are going to be if you are in USA 5:30 to 6:30, if you are from India 4 o'clock in the evening to 5 o'clock, if you are in Australia 9:30 to 10:30 Sydney time and 8:30 to 9:30 Brisbane time, and if you are in UK it is going to be 10:30 to 11:30 UK time.
Yeah. One more follow-up question on that. We have this Christmas shutdown and other
Yeah,
New Year shutdown as well,
yes, yes.
and some holidays are booked as well. So how will we
Right.
tackle that?
So all the public holidays we are not going to have any classes. For example, the December 25 and 26 we don't have the classes, and 1st of January we don't have the class. And rest of the days we'll be having the class. Even if we miss any class, for example, let us say 25, 26 we don't have class, but I already booked the holiday for 27th as well. Even if we miss one day, so we have the live class recording as a backup here. You can watch the recording and you can ask questions in the WhatsApp group. Yeah, but we are mindful with the holidays as well. And if it takes extra 1 more week, we are happy to extend. No, we are not really too strict on the deadline. We are very serious about starting, but ending with respect to the holiday, if it is going to take extra 1 week, no problem at all.
Yeah.
And another
So
added
if I
advantage we
miss,
support is we allow the students to rejoin any number of times till they become confident.
okay, thanks,
And
thanks,
And I,
the
and I
Lakshmi.
moment
have a question.
you register, just one more thing, the moment you register and you're going to get an email from my side like this, Zoom and Drive links, blah blah blah. And this is the current ongoing batch which started on 20th of October to 12th of December. It's already ongoing. and there is a Zoom link here and the drive link. Whoever is missing any class or if they want to refresh to do the hands-on assignment, they click on the drive link and it takes there. And let's say, for example, I want to do the data factory or ingestion. Just go there and then follow the recording and follow all these data sets. Sorry, I cut short your question. Please ask.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you a question. So, like, once we are done with this class, uh, what would you say? How many years of equivalence would you say we'll have? Like, for example, 1 year, 2 years?
3 to 4 years. Vamshi, please correct me if I'm
Okay.
wrong.
Yeah, so practically, I mean, so you can go up to 8 years, but I won't suggest that one. So
No,
basically, you can put up to 3 to 5 years. That would be enough.
Okay. Thank you.
no problem at all, Cyrus. Cyrus, are you from USA? You are from USA, right?
Yeah, I'm in the US.
You're in US. Okay, cool.
Correct. Yeah.
Enjoyed the overview session. I know we are rushing, but in the interest of time, just to get as much as possible. Yeah. But from next week, Monday, we are going to start everything right from the basics, including the Azure account creation and all the stuff. Actually, today we initially thought of encouraging you guys to create your own Azure accounts and build the pipeline. But after discussing and looking at the expression of interest, we felt that is too much in a 1 hour class to do squeeze everything. That's the reason just Vamshi took over. But tomorrow we will just do a simulation. All of you will be installing the Power BI tool and we provide a data set. Vamshi is going to help us how to analyze and we will do a basic analysis. At least, we get a feel of what an analyst will do. Any questions? Oh, sorry, Vamshi, the questions are piling up in the chat. Let's answer those
Yes, yes,
questions.
I'm answering them. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I have another
So,
one last
yes,
question.
yes.
yeah, Cyrus,
So
go ahead.
like so as far as like AI, how will AI affect like data engineer jobs? What's your take on it?
No, no, no. AI won't affect data engineer's job because, as I told you, even AI people require data, reliable data. So, in fact, they actually rely on data engineers. So, there is no point of, any kind of threat to data engineering jobs here. And in the next 10 years, so data engineering field will evolve exponentially.
Okay, noted. Thank you.
For your information, Cyrus, Vamshi is currently working as an AI scientist in Microsoft, so he knows what's going on the ground. Okay,
Okay,
good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
even
awesome.
we rely on data engineers actually.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Vamshi, let's continue the questions.
Yes, yes. So, hi, Lakshmi, I just want to ask one quick question. Once we have get finished this entire course, could you please guide us to get secure our dream jobs in tech fields? Yes, definitely, Ajay. So we'll be helping you out with all the stuff that is required here. So as I told you, right, post course, we'll be having sessions separately on how to attend interviews, what kind of questions they ask you, how you need to answer them. First of all, even before that, how you need to build your portfolios, how you need to stand out from others. So we'll be having all these kind of things here. So, and again, we'll also help you to crack your dream roles here. Yes, of course, we do that one.
Thank you, Vamsi. Really appreciate it.
Aditya, number
And
of days to complete. So as I told you, it depends again because we have also have, public holidays as well. So it might extend, but again, see, discuss and learn all the concepts here.
yeah, that's the main. But to tentatively keep 8 weeks our course duration. But please, with the holidays lined up and everything, let us keep it 9 weeks. Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah. So
Vamshi.
Cynthia,
So
yes.
Sorry, my bad. Did I interrupt you? So,
no,
uh,
Thomas, you can
um,
go ahead, Thomas.
yeah. So, so I see like there are uh, lot of projects going on. I mean, hands-on projects and all, right? So, will that starting of the project happen at the end of the course, or when we finish the data prep, we'll do a project on it? If we do a migration part of it or integration part of it, we do a project on it. Is it like that? So, how is this timing of these projects?
Yeah. See, good question. Let me explain you this one. Now, in order to complete, see, or in order to do or work a real world project, I mean, complete end-to-end kind of workflow, here are a lot of components or some kind of services involved. First, I'll give you knowledge on what are the services, how you can work with those kind of services. Fine. So we'll work with different scenarios there. Okay. So we'll also work with some couple of projects on those kind of services individually. Finally, when it comes to the case of real world end-to-end kind of workflows, so you will be having a complete information how the data flows here. All right. So we'll be working prior to that, we'll be also working on small projects. Finally, when we do the large end-to-end kind of workflow, you'll be having a complete information how stuff works there. Yes, we'll be working both of them.
Yes, your class was nice. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for the feedback, Thomas.
Yeah, Simyat, for
Yeah, that
someone that has done ETL with Google Cloud, is this also similar? Yes, of course. So it is similar to that. Here we go with Azure services. Vinay, is it possible to complete this course in 8 weeks, 50 hours, as I'm from non-IT background? See, Vinay, I mean, 8 hours is the tentative deadline, but again, see, as I told you, I mean, some days might extend because of some kind of public holidays. Yes, of course, you can complete. That's not a problem. Only the thing is, you need to put in some kind of extra efforts in order to learn certain things. That's only required from your part.
Yeah, that's I also stress that one. So if you are from a different background, so please mentally prepare that okay, it's not something that it is not possible, it is possible, but you have to keep some additional extra efforts. If Amshi gives one assignment, try to extend your efforts and then do the assignment 2 or 3 times till you become confident. And from our side, we have full support. Let us say with one batch, you are not feeling too confident, you can rejoin the next batch. Our one is like a running time. Once you register, you can onboard any of the compartment. You have the lifetime boarding pass. Okay, you can rejoin the future batches. No need to pay extra $1.
Um, Hi,
Fine. So
Vamshi.
regarding the course cost, you can, okay, so you can speak to Mr. Lakshmi on this. So he will be guiding you on this.
Vitesh,
Fine.
in Melbourne, in Australia, the cost of the training that we are charging is 800 AUD, and you can pay that in installments, Vitesh.
Thank you.
Hi,
Okay, thank
Vamshi.
you.
Hi, Vamshi. One more quick thing to ask. So we have a free Azure account, right? You just go for in Australia it is like that. Like we have like $300 for it, right? So, but
Mm.
with that $300, can we cover the whole course, or do we need to? I mean, Lakshmi already told me like we can take two in 2 months you can take two accounts like that. So, but
No,
will
no,
that
no,
cover in the $600?
no, no. Let me tell you. So whatever Azure is offering you, $200 of free Azure credits, it is enough.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Any final questions, team? Damilola, please message me. You said that where's the course holding? The trainings are going to be on Zoom. It's going to start, confirmed to start from Monday. We are not going to delay any further. Tomorrow will be another live session like this on the Power BI. And yeah, we are good to start kick off from Monday. Tayo, you can unmute and ask, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are listening from.
Good morning to you. Go ahead, Tayo.
Yeah, this class, I think it will be convenient for me this morning, but I can see for the whole session of the class, I can't be able to concentrate because I'm at work now. So I don't know whether you have another session that will be like in the evening, US time, or in the afternoon US time, or that will start like around 10 a.m. US time. So I don't know.
No, we will be doing one early morning session and especially from USA student, one evening session. As I showed you, the evening session already started and we have gone too far, like, six
Yeah.
week, we are in the 6th week and it will be hard for you to catch up. And for that batch to complete it, we are going to take until December. So the next evening USA batch will be only in the first week of January, Tayo.
So
But what
maybe
you can do, if I were you, if you are seriously interested, you can join this batch and watch the recording, see how far you go, try your best. You have holidays lined up, make best use of this idle time, And then when the evening batch starts in the month of Jan, you can rejoin again. Anyway, you're not paying anything extra.
Okay. Okay.
Mm,
Thank you.
you can do that. Are we in touch on WhatsApp? You messaged me, right, Tayo?
Yeah, I'll message you then. I will message you again. Yes.
Right. Yeah, sure, Tayo. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone, any final questions, team? Please feel free to ask. No question is big or small. We are here. So somebody turn on the camera. Please be careful. Things are getting recorded. So yes. Right. Anyone, any final questions? So please, I sent you the Telegram link. So if you are happy, you can join on my Telegram link. I sent you the Telegram link again. This is the one where we share a lot of job opportunities, the free webinars. We are doing another free webinar on the cybersecurity in next week. Yeah, and then another one more webinar on artificial intelligence. Again, Vamshi is going to do that. So you can all those announcements will be here. Please join. And we have at least 1,000 project managers, people from Australia, USA, Canada. That's a global platform I created. You can join that one. And if you want to subscribe, these live class recordings will be uploaded on the YouTube channel. So if you want to just 1 minute, go there. Hands-on agile coaching. Come on, now why it's going to go, Daddy? Just 1 minute, sorry. Viewer channel. So this is my channel. Okay, so please, you can, if whoever is interested, you can subscribe so that you get the notifications the moment we upload the uh, videos in this one. You can see the cybersecurity, this, that. No, we have a lot of other videos as well. I do the project management, agile, and all this stuff. The Azure data engineering, AML. Yeah, perfect. Any other questions, team?
When I click on this Telegram link, it is not working.
Not working in the sense like maybe you have to install the Telegram and then click that link, ma'am. Okay, you can see other
Okay.
people they join. Please install the app, then you can join, and you can go to the messages up to 2 to 3 years. So you all have access to the previous messages
Sure.
as well.
The
Yeah.
Safari cannot open the page because the address is invalid. It is telling.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. But do you have the app? Do you have the Telegram app installed on your
Yes,
on your
yes,
phone?
yes,
Oh, okay.
yes.
No,
But it is
but
telling Safari cannot open the page because the
or
address
maybe
is
you
invalid.
try from a different browser, ma'am, because I can see good number of people from this batch, around 10 to 15 people joined already.
Oh,
Okay. Can
okay.
you just search if you have already have the Telegram? Can you search this my company name, Hands on Agile Coaching?
Yeah, sure.
You can search and then try to click on request, or you can search with my name. Yeah, and even you can search with the data here, and then you can see the data extraction, data engineering, uh, jobs I post, Microsoft. Yeah,
So after
lot of.
completing the course, you guys will be helping us to get a job till we get, or
Uh, no, not till we get. Even after you get in the job, also you can ask questions. No problem at all. It's a continuous
okay,
handholding we are talking about here. Yeah,
okay, okay.
no problem at all. Even when the interview is scheduled, right? We give you the
Mm,
CV template and you update the
mm-hmm,
CV. You start applying for the jobs, and once the interview is
mm,
scheduled, we are going to have a one-to-one interview guidance from Vamshi based on the job description, what they are asking, how you can handle the interviews. And even after you
okay,
get in the job, and if you need any job support, we can just do it. Maybe a little bit of an extra cost at that point of time, depending on number of hours. Or maybe if you have any quick question, you are most welcome to ask me or ask Vamshi as well.
okay.
Okay, cool. Anyone, any questions, please? All good. So see you all of you tomorrow then. Is it possible to have one-to-one session in the interest of time and other aspects. Lenovo one-to-one is not possible, unfortunately. But you can give me a call. Maybe I can give you the other alternative. But with Vamshi, it's not possible one-to-one, considering his time because he's working and yeah, other factors are there. To discuss the interview. Oh yeah, that's possible. Yeah, to discuss for the interview for 15 minutes. I thought you want the entire whole session one to one. Yeah, maybe the interview guidance. Just message me on my WhatsApp. Just to let me see what where we have to assess your knowledge and expertise, how ready you are, how well prepared you are. So this is my WhatsApp number, and somebody who want to check my credibility and all the stuff. A lot of so open Google, and this is the number. What I'm typing is +6141251636 is my WhatsApp number. You just message, and then you see a lot of pages that Google will give me with that number. And this is my phone. It's always with me. You can always ring me anytime. Anyone questions, team? Good. Thanks a lot, Vamshi. Thank you all of you for your wonderful time. It means a lot to us for dedicating your time to join this course, sorry, to join this free webinar. Hope you got a good value add. I will be uploading this link to the YouTube channel, and I will be sharing this link to all of you so that you can rewatch. Okay, team. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Good.
everyone.
Thank you, Vamshi. Good night from Australia and
Thank you,
good day
sir,
ahead to the people
and have
from
a good
UK
night.
and USA. Yeah, yeah.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Stopping the
Bye.
recording. Bye bye.